Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mike with Trade the Fifth Way. It is Thursday, August 26th, and it is about 6:30 in the morning. Uh, let's drink a little coffee and talk a little bit about some stocks. Uh, get the normal, obvious ones out of the way that we seem to do every day. Just because they're getting play because of the internet. So here we have GameStop, or I'm sorry, AMC. Uh, Finished drawing out its fifth wave immediately early yesterday. Uh, it did, in fact, well, I know it doesn't look like it, it did, in fact, top out its third wave high, so that qualifies as an Elliott wave. It was in one 30-minute candle. Wasn't there very long. Then we got a pullback. We broke a couple of different things on the pullback. We broke that 44.23 line that it's bounced off of several times, and now it's under it. And we are under the 50 simple moving average again. Now that's an after hours. Uh, it needs to push up through that number and not down through if this is going to maintain this uptrend. Uh, After hours trading's kind of, eh, it's hit and miss. So as far as showing what it's going to do, I guess is the best way to say it. Excuse me. So, I mean, I obviously still have 7 shares of this thing up at 60 some odd dollars, so I hope that it uh, gets up there. I've made a pile of money on AMC every time it would run, 15-20%. I'd cash out and buy in again, cash out, buy in again, and keep taking profits out and putting my same $300 back in. So I've done very well with AMC, and I hope it runs up again because I'll keep playing that game. Meme stocks are good for that. Speaking of meme stocks, you got GameStop. Now, GameStop did the exact same thing yesterday. First thing in the morning, it posted a very quick. GameStop and AMC really seem to follow. If you look at the trends, if you look at these side by side, they're virtually identical. So, and sadly, one's not like 2 days in front of the other or something like that. They're at the same time. If you look at what happened yesterday, we were at our third wave. All of a sudden, bell rings, boom, we hit our fifth wave high. Now we've pulled back. Same thing. Uh, so this one's on the scanner, on several scanners this morning, and got some play on a couple of different channels. ADTX ran first thing in the morning, hit its wave 3, pulled back, ran 5, and another pullback to normal stock. With a wave 2 high means we got a wave 3 low coming in the 30-minute, and then a wave 4 high and a wave 5 low. So, right now we're looking at wave 1 low, wave 2 pullback, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. So that's on the 30-minute time frame. On the 5, the 15, and the 30, we all have redraws. Now, here's the thing. We could break, and that's why we don't trade the first wave or the second wave or the third wave. Sometimes I trade the third wave because these can turn into ABC redraws or AB redraws. This could very easily be one. This could be a wave 2 pullback. Now we could be looking for a wave 3 run. So until this really gets some stability, because I'm not digging, you know, in fact it can. Look, that's wave 1. That's lower yet. Uh, so that absolutely is lower. I'm just not digging this redraw. So this very easily could be 1, 2. No, we could be starting 3. But until this gets some structure, I'm going to stay away from it. It's still cheap enough in the $3 range that if with a big potential run, there could be a lot of money to be made here. It is on the pre-markets. 14 million shares, but it's already had almost 100,000 shares of volume. So that's pretty good as far as the pre-market game goes. Next stock, PLTR, yet another stock that I'm in and been holding forever. I wish this stock would just jump. So I am way up there, like 28 bucks, yeah. It had a pretty good couple of days. Yesterday it fell off. Now it's looking for a wave 5 target low in the of going back down. I don't think this stock's going to have any real consistency anytime soon. It's almost turning into a meme stock in that it's starting to get a lot of play on the internet now. It was a meme stock in the beginning. That's why I took a shot at it. And one of these days we're going to have a talk about my meme strategy. But I don't know. In the 30 minute, it's going to pull back into the 23 range. After that, it might grow some legs. But it is definitely down. Which sucks. It doesn't have anything, just no targets in any of the other time frames. Sucks. TPTW. This stock is getting some play. Had huge jump yesterday, obviously. If you somehow, some way saw that coming, I mean, I actually to this day don't, or right now can't even tell you why. It jumped because of a press release yesterday. TPTW or TPT Global Tech, based in San Diego, a technology-based company with a division providing telecommunications, medical technology, media content for domestic and international syndicated, as well as technology solutions. Today announced that it has entered into a strategic technology agreement with Skybridge West Africa, SWA, to participate in developing a 20 smart villages emulating that of Duval County, Florida, and the country of Ghana. SWA has been awarded a $5 billion community development approval for the blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, this stock jumped that. But today, we have a clarification on press release. Clarification. We saw this yesterday. I don't understand what the clarification is. I don't know. The clarification doesn't look bad. I don't know. So, anyway, took a big jump, had its pullback. Uh, might not even be done pulling back, to be honest with you. If we look at Elliott, or I'm sorry, if we look at Cypher, it's still got good green pressure. I mean, it obviously needs to break out of that 53. I'd like to see it break that 53 cents before I got on it, to be honest with you. Just because it's in uncharted territory. Obviously, the duck stop there, right here at this, I'm sorry, 5 cents. 512 to 53. So, if it can break out of that and stay broke out, then yeah, sure. That means it's going to take another run. Might almost be willing to talk about that level. It didn't hit there enough to give me any. For me, if it gets up above that 053 range, it'd be worth jumping on. Some people might be willing to drop $100 on this just because it's a 5 cent stock, and if it runs to 10 cents, you doubled up. Runs to $1, you made bank. Like I said, I'd like to see it break that 053 mark and really break it. The line drawing people, you don't really have a wedge to draw here. Not really, anyway. You have to turn off after hours. We start that same candle. That's kind of that 476. Well, that wedge right there. That, remember where I said, well, I'd almost like that other. Look at that. Almost like this price action. How get in there. That's the wedge. The point of the wedge. So maybe that 476, 0476 mark is the game. I don't know. That's enough time on that stock. There's some some places there. RGBP, we got some penny stocks on here this time, guys, because there's quite a bit out there happening in a small game. So this stock, 4 massive days, 1, 2, 3, 4, and still running up. Is it done? I don't know. This was on. So I didn't watch on any of the screeners I got going today. But it is definitely I mean, and it's healthy too. I mean, look at it. Up, a little bit of a pullback, 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 up. Higher highs. I mean, it's trending, and I can't even tell you why it's trending, to be honest with you. There's no news on it. It's just ran from 026 to 052, so it's doubled up in 4 days. Uh, I mean, the channel drawing guys are just wetting their pants over this one. Look at that channel. I mean, the reality of it is these are all, well, that's a up signal, but that's down signal. I don't know. It's probably late to this party. I don't know that I would get into this. Uh, if Obviously, if you could have got in there, it would have been fantastic. Uh, all kinds of green, green, green. There's red that told us that was coming. Started to fall off a little bit until I see some more green bubbles in cipher. I'm not getting in that. I wished I'd have found it earlier, but I feel like this stock was in history. I'd have to go back and look. I feel like we talked about this a little while ago. Got no other drawings on it. I mean, that's just a wave 3 high, which means we pull back to the 50 simple or the 50 variable moving average, 50 simple being the dark green line, 50 variable being the light green line. There's some more potential in that. A lot more potential. And that might not even be the wave 3 high. Might be able to ride the fifth wave out of this, because if it gets back down to 035 and then runs up into 06, I mean, there's still double up on that. It's not worth walking away from it, don't get me wrong. Uh, that is a long wave 3. So, and it's look how beautifully consistent this stock is. Up, pull back, up, pull back, up, pull back, up, pull back. I mean, it's Elliott wave's real, guys. If you can't see the Elliott wave, and if we went down into the smaller time frames, I'll guarantee Elliott wave is all over this stock. I mean, you can't make that shit up. Get over there. Here, try and make that up. Up, pull back, up, pull, up, pull back, up. I mean, you can't make this shit up. It's there over and over and over and over. This stock is running very technically Elliott wave. You know, some of them are really choppy as they get around, and this one is a little bit in the 5 minute, but holy shit. I mean, what else do you want to see? You know, here we have this beautiful third wave up, we're going to pull back to the 50, one of the 50s, probably the 50 variable, because that's usually where we come back to. And but I don't know that it's ready to pull back yet. The moving averages are perfectly synced. We just had the 50 cross the 200, the 50 variable cross the 200 simple, and line up in that dark green, dark red, light red configuration. It means a run might not be over. Uh, no news on this stock. That's crazy. I don't understand it. Anyway, next up, NAKD. We talked about this one yesterday. If you watched yesterday's report and got in it, look where we went. I mean, we had that wave 3 high, pull back. Now we're looking for a wave 5. I mean, it's obviously blew through its wave 5 target. Just massive amounts of green pressure on this thing. Cypher's still saying good thing. Well, there's a little red dot right there. But that came through yesterday. But yes, that says that. But here we have uptrend. That was flat. And those green dots. And we are well above that 30% line right there. I don't know. The moving averages are lined up the way they need to be. Dark green, dark red, light red. And spreading. I don't. The stock probably ain't done yet either. The wave 5 high doesn't stop until you get a legitimate pullback, and we haven't. But this is, I mean, it has some legitimate shares on it. It's got over 1 million shares on a day already. Probably going to take off first thing this morning. I wished I had some more insight or some just huge, oh my God, this is going to happen indicator, but there's not. I mean, there's a daily wave 5 target that we've been waiting for forever of $3.98. So if this might be a swing trade and get in, you know, wait for it to make that run. It did 06 to 075, so it was 25% climb. Still a lot in after hours. I hate that. But anyway. ZOM, another penny stock. Monster climb, went up and hit its 5th wave target overnight, which tired of that, but it happens. Had this great wave 3 climb, pulled back, wave 5. Who knows what it's going to do now? It does have 2 million since midnight, over 2 million volumes, over 2 million. So still a lot of volume, still a lot of green pressure. The VWAP just crossed over on Cypher. Big green candle right there, or green dot right there on Cypher. So as I look for correlations from Cypher to Elliott wave, I'm starting to see this more and more. The green dot here is signaling the more often than not, this isn't foolproof, and I have a whole nother deal I keep track of this on. But so we have a green dot here on Cypher on a 30-minute, which means we are, I mean, literally, let's get in a little closer on this. So we can see minute by minute. So here we have a green dot is a good indication that we are about to start that wave 3 run. So we get up here to wave 3, there's our peak. Wave 4 pullback, and then we get this lower high right over here. See these converging? Like, so this comes up here, and the cloud thing converges and touches it, right? So this is coming up here, and the cloud thing's going to come down and touch it. So while that is not price action, because this is the price action, this is the amount. I need to decipher a little bit more and understand more about what that cloud represents, because, and what this cloud represents. I wished I knew that. I need to know the answer to those. I've spent a couple of, I've seen a couple of different answers to what this, and that's why I'm confused about it. A few different people think that these mean different things, but what I am starting to see is this is a very good Elliott wave predictor. That now we're starting our wave 3-1, there's our wave 4 pullback, and there's our wave 5 run, right? So if you follow the crosshairs, there's our dot. There's an up arrow from a different, that's our up arrow on our Elliott wave, right? Right there in the next candle, we get our green dot, boom, telling us that we're starting our third wave run. We get that break over, there's the top of our third wave, and you get this convergence right here, and that's telling us now we're starting our fifth wave. And see, what I may be looking for more often than not is this. Because if I can find this point every time, that gives me the best play on our Elliott wave. See, before, on our I wait for that 30-minute candle right there to close, and then I get in right here. So just on this stock alone, if this would allow me to, I start to see it there. Okay, I get in at 061 for the 5 for the sake of argument, as opposed to waiting for this candle to close and having to get in at 0624. This, if it continues to play out as this is perfectly the start of our wave 5, after that big pullback is over, then it'll let me get in early. This may be the most beautiful indicator of all. What I do is I take screenshots of these, and I have just a folder type thing that I keep them in, and I look at this play out over and over and over and over, and I can compare picture to picture this and see what cipher is. I mean, literally, is this, the fact that that hit the cloud, does that mean anything? Does this mean, because if you look at right where this RSI hit the cloud, there's the top of wave 3. See what I mean? So there's so much going on in cipher that I'm trying to correlate with Elliott wave. Once I can get a good solid, most of the time data type thing, I'll be able to trade using more than just there's a little dot, there's a VWAP crossover. And all this matters, because if you look back at the crosshairs, so there's the VWAP crossover. Then we have that green arrow, then we have that green dot, all in that 30-minute time frame. So that goes up. We have the VWAP peak here. That was the end of wave 3, but at the same time we had this little close here, right? And the RSI come down and converged at that point. Now, is that telling me the wave 3 is over? Time after time after time after time? What I can tell you from the beginning of this is, yeah, it is looking like it. So now, if you go back to the crosshairs and you look at the wave 4 low, what happened on the wave 4 low? we are at the apex of the VWAP swing, right? We also have this darker gray cloud close and the light blue cloud thing start again. So, right, we have the apex of the VWAP, we have the apex of this swing right here, and that line turned green right back there. So green money. This was all green money. Then we have some red. That was the sell-off. That was our pullback. But our pullback happened over the course. This was green here too. So I don't put, even though the price come down, it was still buying pressure. Here's selling pressure. These are people taking their profits, right? Anyway, I'll work on that some more. I got one or two more. TKAT, I talked about this stock yesterday. It is back on several different scanners today. Very high volume. It's actually called unusual volume, but still got good volume for the day. It went up, punched up. I mean, if you jumped on this yesterday after yesterday's report, congratulations. I didn't. I had to talk myself out of it. But wave 3, 4, 5, boom. And when I was just talking about looking and comparing what Elliott and how Elliott compares to Cipher. So here we have our up arrow on Elliott, right? Next candle, well, actually 2 candles and completed, but there's our up arrow. I love when I see that up arrow. When I see that up arrow on a 30-minute time frame, it is virtually unmissable. So then we get our Cipher green dot, way it goes, right? But that ended on the wave 3 high. This one went pretty fast. But look here. There's our convergence point for our wave 4 low. Then we ran up to our wave 5 high. So even though it looks a little bit different, see what I'm trying, this is truly what I am trying to find. I don't want to shrink it that much. Because look how fast 3, 4, 5 happened. This happened over the course of an hour, right? So up indicator. This should have been jump on board. So you'd have got in right here at 7:39, right? VWAP crossover would have told me as that candle happened. That arrow indicator is VWAP crossover is what it's got to be. So we had the VWAP crossover telling us to get in. But look back here, VWAP crossover. Did anything big happen? No. If we go back in time, look, got that VWAP crossover. I don't know, it's just an up arrow. It's not a VWAP crossover. Look, it's not. Alright, so up arrow telling us to get in, VWAP crossover. We get that run to 3. Now there is that big green bubble. If you got in on that green bubble of Cipher, are you late to the party? No, because fifth wave's about to run. But you don't. How can I say this? Cipher and Elliott wave are 2 different things. And I am trying to correlate them because the more points of data you have, the better off, the more your brain works, right? So while Cipher is deciphering money flow, Elliott wave is playing the herd mentality and the theories of how that happens. So if I can make these 2 work together more often than not and figure out the correlations to them, It'll make me a more effective trader is the plan. And so far, I'm starting to see because I screenshot all this. So green up arrow on the 30-minute time frame. I have not tested this on any other time frames. Green up arrow, good indicator. We are right at the VWAP crossover. That green bubble is more often than not late to the party. But in the eyes of Cypher, it's not late to the Elliott wave party because it's just showing us that there was more of a run, and there was. That green dot did not lie. We had our run, and in all green candles, we have our 3, 4, 5, right? So 3, 4, 5. So we were waiting for wave 3, came way up out of out of left field back there somewhere, right? But so this happened very quickly. Come up, green arrow 3, 4, 5. That happened very quickly. It happened over 30-minute candle, 1 hour, and 2 hours. We had our 3, 4, 5. Boom, boom, boom. So as we come up, we get that green arrow there. That should have been our signal to jump in. Quick run to high 3, pull back to 4. But here's the shitty part of Elliott wave in and of itself. You would have waited until this candle closed, which means you would have got in right there. So there was that was still a $2 ride, don't get me wrong. $1.50. That still would have been a very nice ride. I didn't play this. I hope somebody that watched my channel did. But if I can decipher this and find a correlation to this, where I could have got in at, let's be conservative. If I could have got in at 739 and ran that to 12 and do that consistently, easy street, boys and girls. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's give you some quick last second scanner stuff. CLEU just jumped up on the scanner. Just jumped up on the scanner. It's got some volume and it's trading sideways. GWAC just jumped up on the scanner. Big, massive after hours candle. $9 to $14. And it's on a wave for, ooh. Hey, boys and girls. Look at that. That may be... Boy, it just posted that target on 5/15 30-minute targets of 1586. GWAC. It's sitting here trading right now at 1042. If it goes up and hits that target, that's easy 50 50% play. 21 million shares. It's already had 7,600 volume, or 760,000 volume. Boy, I'd like to see That GWAC crosses over, it's running. I mean, that candle was massive. $10 to $15 in one 30-minute candle. Let's see what this is looking like in the 5-minute. Ah, there was your up arrow. Boom. Wait for pullback. There's your up arrow. Well, boys and girls, this has got a lot of potential. GWAC, and that's 40 minutes. All right, I appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, subscribe. I hope you make $1 million today. I'm going to be watching GWAC very clearly or closely, and let's see what happens. Good luck, guys.